over here.
Pyramid. Yeah, the pyramid. You didn't even.
Who's all thirsty?
I really love getting together with all the employees and meeting new people.
Welcome, everybody. I'm just glad our businessman, my brother, could take a little time off today. Casey and I had a little rodeo work to do today, but we wanted to come today to talk to you about some
Someone's got to keep it classy around here after these two.
Keep it classy. Yeah, keep it classy, San Diego.
Yeah.
Hey, what are we talking about today? Anyway, the sneakers are coming out.
We're back with our second annual podcast. The first one was a huge success. We heard it from you all. I don't know if I agree with that, but we'll go with that.
They came on for Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mostly for Sandy.
Oh, so what are you trying to say? They're only here for you this time?
No.
100%. Well, they're only here for Casey next to us. So I apologize to everybody else that wanted to come and listen to Ryan and I.
Yeah.
But actually, in all seriousness, this is our second one. We're excited to do it. We're excited to have Casey join us and kind of talk about what's going to happen on the 29th of June. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this day. I know we are. But that's the day we're going to hand out the sneakers that we achieved for hitting all the sales goals in March. So congratulations to everybody, and we look forward to the 29th. Ryan?
Yeah, we just wanted to get together. Casey was actually in the setting of when this came to fruition almost 2 years ago now, when we kind of just threw it out there. We were sitting getting ready for the annual meeting, and I'm kind of a sneakerhead, so I was talking about sneakers, and it was kind of at the end, my dad started wearing sneakers. It was kind of funny because he was always Mr. Business shoe, and
That's where I get it from. My suit and tie today.
Oh, yeah, old Spiffy Dan over here. But no, we were talking about it, and I kind of threw out I call it a big-ass goal, that if we hit this goal, why don't we do sneakers, and we design our own. Little did we know, we didn't know how to do that, if we could do that, or even if it was possible. But we did it. We put our money where our mouth was. We hit the goal, and thanks to our good work of our HR team and some people, we put that all together, and they figured out how to get us, over 600 pairs of sneakers last year. So we threw it out again this year, and we hit the goal, and we're so excited to hand out the next pair of sneakers, which hopefully will be an annual event that we do every year if we hit our goals, and we'll just keep getting sneakers. And we think it was a big hit. We kind of had Casey there. Hopefully he'll be a man of the people and tell us if it was a big hit or what you thought about it.
Yeah, I think ultimate goal was to tie in everyone, service parts included, just with March and doing it for however many years you've done it for, and how it's taken off. We always knew that March is a successful month for the sales side of things, and we heard some grumblings from the service side. We always forget about them in March, and same with parts, and just the list goes on. So it was really to tie everyone in together. Little did we know that a pair of sneakers would, kind of looking back on it, be the staple of, I think, kind of our future and what it means to be a part of the auto group. But I think we threw it out there, and originally we were like, there's no way we're going to do this. Like, it's a massive number. It was like 12, 20 something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we threw it out there, and then I think middle of the month, I started personally getting some text messages from some service advisors, service managers. Detail was coming up. What are we at? How many cars have we sold? How many, away are we from the sneaker? So looking back at it, it was, a really easy decision in hindsight. And now it's literally tied everyone together. And for those people that haven't been in dealership settings, it's darn near impossible to get service, parts, and sales to be rocking together and get along the way that we do. And ever since we've done that, it has seemed fairly easy to do so. And just like anything in sports or teams, you put something out there and you get everyone pulling the rope in the same direction, and some pretty special things happen. So I think it was a huge success from feedback of what I've got. People can't wait to get the shoes. People that have joined us that don't have the shoes, really want them. So I think a really successful overall, like I said, one of those months that we may look back on in 10, 15 years. And say, hey, that was probably the turning point for the Dolan Auto Group, and just something simple to, put us at the trajectory that we're on pace for.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And thank you all for pushing us, Ryan and I, to think differently, because we were always, it really came from you all, because when we have done March in the past, it's been very sales focused, and that's on us. And having this to bring everybody together has really combined 600 people to pull in that rope on the one way. And when we do that as an organization, obviously we hit some pretty crazy numbers that we even thought the first year that we weren't even come close to it. And we blew right through it, and thank God for our HR team. They did a phenomenal job trying to source 600 and make it happen. So shout out to all of them to make that happen. But it's been a huge success for us, and I couldn't be more excited that everybody now gets to be a part of it. And we know if we can get our jobs as leaders is to get 600 people, almost now 700 people pulling in one direction. Because when we do that as a team, all of us have individual success, and we have group success as a team. And what's really fun this year is the winner of the design and the colors is our newest acquisition, which is Custom Truck, and for them to win it, fantastic, which is awesome for them to win the shoe, and then now join us as an organization, and now they're a part of the family, and now we're going to be rocking those colors as a group for the rest of the year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to sum it up, to have everybody rowing in one direction is the only way you can attain massive goals. And I think sales finally realized for us to sell the numbers and the numbers we had to put out, they needed service, they needed parts, they needed the wash bay, they needed everybody to be helping them, because you can't sell over 1,200, 20-something cars without everybody helping you. You can't get them through recon, you can't get them washed, you can't get them delivered, you can't get, without the business office chasing down stips and doing all the stuff on the back end. I mean, it takes everybody in our organization to be able to hit those big ass goals, and it was just so cool to see it. And I think now that we've set the precedent, when March rolls around, Brady and I'd like to do it every single month, but when March rolls around, everybody jumps on board and we try to get those sneakers, and it's become something. And the sneakers out there and the young guys and girls out there that love the sneakers, it's all about exclusivity. And if we kind of build something that maybe in 20 years you have this set of sneakers from Dolan, it might be something pretty cool. So it's very special to me. I still have my dad's sneakers that he actually did the last sales meeting in. It's actually in my safe. My boys and I kept them in my safe just because they mean something to us. So sneakers embody more than just shoes. Obviously, it embodies what we're trying to do, what we're trying to strive for, and what we're trying to push for. And it helps Brady and I keep our focus on involving everybody, keeping everybody together, and pushing everybody. Because like Casey said, if we're all successful as a group, it's amazing how successful individually we are.
Yeah, it's just a good reminder of what one little small thing can do. There's so many other things that we could have put together that we actually threw out in March. Top person this, top person that gets a trip, gets money, whatever. I think at this point everyone's more excited about the shoes than what's at stake as far as what you could win during March Madness, which that's something that makes me proud to be part of the organization, because when you get good people like that, that's in the long run, it's going to give us far more success than what we could do, any monetary value or something that lasts a week or whatever. So I think the shoes have completely bounced us back essentially from COVID. It was kind of that one thing that got us all together again, going in the right direction before we got shut down with COVID and kind of lost all momentum. And it's crazy to think the shoes, and to your point, I do remember your dad at the meeting wearing his Kobe's and how pumped up he was. So I mean, he would be proud as hell to look at the shoes and look at all 700 employees running around, not just at work but around town, rocking Dolan Auto Group. So it is something pretty special when you start unpacking it. It's not just yeah, we'll get everyone's shoes. So, service doesn't complain because they're not involved. Like, that's not even close to what it meant or what it turned out to be. So, huge hit.
Yeah.
Big hit.
And I'm glad Casey said the Kobe's because they actually were Jordans, but they'll always be Kobe's because my dad said they were.
Yeah.
Don't question it.
No, never question it. That's one thing we learned at an early age, right? It was his way or the highway. But
So, but anyway, yeah, we're just we're happy. The sneakers are coming out the 29th. As you can see, we're in the middle of rodeo week. We have a lot of stuff going on. Brady will be at the rodeo too. I know he's Mr. Dapper Dan over there on the other
yes,
side
I'll throw
of
on a
things.
cowboy hat
Thank
in
you,
a ring,
Brady.
in a
Thank
Ram
you.
shirt. Don't
Thank
you
you.
worry.
Thank you.
So.
But now that we have Casey here, we went over the sneakers. I just wanted to, so people get to know him. How'd you end up here, Case? How'd you end up with us? Like, give us the backstory of how you ended up where you are with us in the Dolan Auto Group, and tell us about your journey.
Yeah. So oddly enough, this has been my first and only job. So grew up playing baseball and just kind of threw all my eggs in that basket, and went to college and figured out can't really be as good as some of the other people out there and whatnot, and was at my my college graduation party, and a guy, oddly enough, that you guys know, let me know, like, hey, you should go down and join the Dolan Auto Group, sell some cars. And I'm like, yeah, no chance. At the time, I'm like, I'm not selling cars. And this is 13 years ago, so obviously the business has evolved. We've evolved. We've changed the way that we've done things. So that Monday, I actually walked into Toyota in some shorts and a polo and asked if I could have a job. Travis Beardsley, oddly enough.
The beard.
The beard.
Shout out to the beard.
Yeah, shout out Beard.
Beard's still here, baby.
Yeah.
Beard's still doing the beard things.
Yeah.
So he interviewed
hire,
me.
Beard.
Yeah, he interviewed me and told me to come back, I think, the next week or something, and then ended up in Brady's office. And at that time, I was just a young 23-year-old looking to get enough money to go out for the weekend and whatnot. So
We got a couple of those guys
yeah,
running
it's
around.
like
Alright.
it's evolution.
We all
right?
been there.
Yeah.
We've all
I
been
was
there.
one of those guys one time.
We were those guys.
So ended up in Brady's office. I think I told him, I'm like, hey, I'll wash cars. I'd love to just find a job, work. At the time I was living at home and didn't have a whole lot of responsibilities, so that was good with me. And he's like, no, you'll sell cars, and got into doing that. Oddly enough, I met my wife selling cars, so married her, 2 kids later, and
Yeah. Sean Hopper did too.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
sure did.
yeah.
He'll tell you the
In a
story
town.
if you ask him.
And the Talon.
So very lucky to have done that. Very grateful to have 2 kids and a wife out of it, and went the route that most people go: sales into SEM, into finance, into desk, and then, it was probably about 6 years ago now. I was told I was getting transferred to Lexus, and that's when I think we all kind of found out a lot about each other and had a couple knockout, drag out, screaming matches, didn't talk to each other, wanted to quit at some point.
He just wanted you to find yourself.
I think I found myself a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You got to trust us sometimes. And sometimes we, you were questioning the decision to go to Lexus,
A lot.
but Ryan and I knew it was the perfect and what you needed, and it ended up being the best thing that happened to you in your growth and development. So
100%. I mean, I look back at it, and I'm very grateful and glad that you guys did that in the time. Obviously, all joking aside, it was like, yeah, this is the worst thing ever at the time. Toyota's the mothership. That's, kind of all we had. And I know, we had Dodge, Fernley, and getting up and running with those, but, everyone wanted to be at Toyota. So to go to Lexus and make it my own and hopefully give everyone hope and get them to realize that you don't have to be at Toyota to do something special. Like, this group is, like, you go anywhere and the sky is the limit as long as you put your head down, work, have a good attitude. I will admit, listen to you guys. I mean, you've done it for some time and have some experience and good advice. And it was just a learning lesson that I had to go through, and I think you guys knew I had to go through that. And looking back at it, now I know I needed to go through that to have the success that I, have the early success that I have, and to be in a spot where I still want to continue to learn and grow and do some things. So I think that was probably the most pivotal point in my career here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough decision. Obviously you coming up at Toyota, all your friends are at Toyota, all your, coworkers, it's where you kind of cut your teeth and built your life. And then all of a sudden, Ryan and I come to you one day and say, hey, by the way, you got to go to Lexus, which nothing, it's a part of the group, but you hadn't been over there and didn't have all your relationships, and it was probably scary for you. And, but we knew, it was the best decision for you growth-wise and development-wise. And and we did have some tough conversations, but you made it yours and you excelled, and it was the best thing that happened for your development. And every store is different in their own ways, but we're all under one group and one team. So so I just want to commend you and thank you for trusting in us when you kind of didn't doubt that was the right decision, because you wanted to stay in your comfort zone, which happens to a lot of people. But you trusted us enough to get out of your comfort zone and go to Lexus, and it was pivotal for your development and now to where you are now. So great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think everybody where they start is kind of home, because that's just what and that's where you feel comfortable. And I think there's a bunch of homes we've had, but we want to make one big home that everybody feels comfortable, and we can hopefully do what's right for the individual and what's right for the company, to trust in us when we make certain decisions. And thank you for trusting in us. Thank you for putting your head down and working. And thank you for giving us a shot 13 years ago from old Sig coming over and telling you to, which I never thought. I never knew that, honestly, till a couple days ago, but that's pretty crazy how small this town is, how small this community is, and how small our auto group is, really. But it's 600 people, and the town's growing, but it's still a small place. And we thank you for giving us a shot. We thank you for all that you've done, and looking forward to the future.
Yeah.
A lot more to do, a lot more to grow and do some special things together. So thanks, Case.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Last question. What's the Dolan difference mean to you?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think it's evolved since I have started. But, I mean, ultimately, the Dolan difference is, I think, what you guys are willing to do behind closed doors for every single person that has enough courage or is willing to ask. And for me, it means everything. Like I mentioned, met my wife, have 2 kids from it, so it's like, in all reality, it's, if I didn't walk through those doors 13 years ago, I don't have what I have now, and my wife, my kids, the relationships, the friendships. But I mean, off record, and like I've gone to you guys and asked for help, and when times were tough and I was going through a hard time, and you guys would literally give the shirt off of your back to me, which is wild, because it's like, at the end of the day, I was just a kid who walked in 13 years ago, you know what I mean? So for me, I think it's just the way that I see not only you guys interacting with employees on a daily, from Wash all the way up to, the executive team, but how much that spreads to everyone. And it's just unique. It's actually really hard for me to answer that question, because I think it's more of a complex question than just, hey, what's the Dolan difference mean? Okay. It means everything plus more to me, because it literally has given me everything that I have the opportunity to have right now. So I wanted to thank you guys for that as well. And, it's pretty special what we have and what we can do just in this small town, and the people that we have. And I know it's taken a lot more time and work for you guys to get to this point, but the amount of time and effort and work that I've put into this point, it is very, very cool, and it, is very fulfilling and makes me proud to say that I work here, and, we're trying to build and grow even more than we already have. So, yeah, hopefully that answers the question.
And we did not script that, so, but thank you. Those words mean a lot, and it's exactly kind of how we've built this company, how my dad started this company, right, is is one big family, and that's how we look at it. In times of tough, family's there for you, and that's what we've really tried to, because we're not in the car business, we're in the people business, and that's what we're trying to stand by and build and keep growing. And it's great to watch. When Ryan and I kind of set out on this journey, it wasn't the greatest thing to say that you work in the car business or something like that. But now I think, what my dad built and then us carrying on the tradition is now, people are, proud to work at Dolan Auto Group and proud to say that they do. And that makes us really, really proud of the environment and the company we've built, and we're going to continually build that way. So.
Yeah, 100%. And Dolan difference, I think I've always said the Dolan difference is 100% the people and the team that works with us, not for us, but works with us. That's what makes us different. And if we do our jobs as leaders, and we do our jobs as owners, and we do our jobs that we're supposed to do, and we curate that culture and get the right people in the right places and do the right things, that's what the secret sauce is. And it's all the people. We are nothing without the people that come to work every day for us, from Wash Bay all the way to you name it, every part in that. That's why I love this business. Every part, every job is an integral part of us getting the job done every day. So nobody's better than anybody else. Nobody's bigger than anybody else. It takes every single one of us to do that thing, and which brings us all the way back to why we hit big goals is because we came together as a team. And when we come together as a team, sky's the limit. Nothing is impossible. And I think the shoes is just kind of that little reminder. Every day that people wear them, I notice them. It's just a reminder that we can do things if we all work together.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Well, this is our second annual podcast.
It's not an annual. That means we'd be 1 year. We just did it.
Second. Look out, Kelsey Brothers. Here we come, all right?
Hey, you never know.
You never know, right? They never thought when they started in the closet.
Hey, there might be more money in the podcast than there is in the car business.
I'll take it. All right, but seriously, thank you for everybody. Thank you for all the shoes, and everybody coming together to do the impossible. So appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoy. We'll see you the 29th.
Yeah.
And we'll be out to each stores to deliver all the shoes.
We'll sign those boxes again. I know our signatures are real important, but we'll sign those boxes again and hand them out. It's favorite time. Hopefully you guys enjoy them. Wear them with pride because you guys deserve them. Thanks for helping us hit our goals. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Case, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Guys.
All right.